I'm adopted, but my brother and sister are the bio kids. I had some issues in my teenage years and wasn't the perfect kid, but my brother was a bit wild too. However, since I'm adopted, my siblings have always given me extra crap for my failings. A few years ago, Dad got sick, so I moved home to help him and Mom out. I contributed to bills, took care of Dad, cared for the dogs, cooked every day, cleaned and worked full-time myself and just really tried to be as helpful as possible. I even offered to pay rent, but my mom said no. Cut to me having a car accident, going to pick up Dad's meds, and Dad and Mom buying me a used car so I could keep taking Dad to appointments and as a thank you for all the help. Well, my siblings came for that Christmas, heard about the car, and freaked out. They said I didn't deserve anything and that I was using Mom and Dad. So my brother cornered me and said as soon as Dad died, I had a month to move out and stop leeching off Mom or else. Dad passed shortly after that Christmas, and I began planning my move and Mom was upset. She kept pushing me to stay, but I had my brother's threat in the back of my head and just didn't feel comfortable staying. So I ended up getting a place just up the street to still help her. After I moved, I ended up getting really lucky financially. Within a year of renting, I was able to buy a house near Mom and have been doing well for myself. Last year, my mom's sister, who was also recently widowed, came to live with her and brought her 2 grandkids she's guardian of. So my mom's house is full and she's happy. I help out and watch the kids a lot and still do most of the house maintaining stuff, so I'm over a lot. On one of my visits, my mom and aunt discussed what to do because my brother needed to move home since his wife kicked him out. I offered to get the kids bunk beds and help them move into one room, and my mom was very grateful. My brother called asking if he'd just live with me a week later since he didn't want to share a house with 2 kids. I have a spare room, but I don't want to live with him. He's treated me like crap for 10 plus years at this point and never has a nice thing to say behind my back, usually from my teenage years when I was struggling. He's vocal about not considering me family. He said he doesn't want me at our mother's funeral or in her will. I don't want anything from her and never ask for anything. She just offers things sometimes. The hatred is palpable. I would offer to take in one of the kids, but they're young and need to be with their caretaker. So I think he needs to suck it up and stay at my mom's. My mom knows how he is to me and would never ask me to take him in, but my aunt is confused why I wouldn't offer that, as it makes sense and another person in my mom's house would make it cramped. Some friends say after all my mom has done for me, I should just suck it up and let her son, my brother, stay with me, but I don't want to. Does that make me an idiot? I just can't imagine why his wife wouldn't want to keep living with him. He sounds like a real gem. Tell your aunt why you won't let him stay, and she will no longer be confused. This seems like a very straightforward not the idiot situation. You know you aren't. He treats you like crap. And as far as he's concerned, he's not even your family. So what do you owe him? He can sleep on a curb. OP, this man has made it clear that you are nothing to him, so he should get nothing from you. There is no bond between you. Therefore, you don't owe him a free place to live. This is not your problem, and you shouldn't spend another moment worrying about it. Your mom is an adult who can do as she pleases, and so are you. If everyone feels so strongly about him deserving help, they can help financially if they don't have space in their houses. Everyone is quick to point out how you need to compromise to help him. Where's their contribution? If you feel the need to do something for the sake of your mother, then offer to do something that doesn't compromise your mental well-being, e.g. pay his child support for him for a month, assuming that's affordable to you, so he can get on his feet. Absolutely not. Brother has no respect for you, OP. He will have no respect for your home or your things. Multiple times he's written you off as a relation. You are under no obligation to act as one or to make his life easier at the cost of your comfort. I'm a 26-year-old female married to a 41-year-old male. I have 3 children, including an infant. I work from home and have for 5 years. I make an above-average income on good years with steady work, etc. However, my husband is the financial overseer. This matters. He's unemployed on paper but considers himself an employee of my business. He does about 30 to 50% of the work for the older kids. I'm 100% caretaker of our infant. I've had C-sections for all 3 births. The last 2 I went back to work 1 and 2 weeks after, respectively. After the 1-week post-birth break, I almost died from an infection and I said I needed 2 weeks this time. He said that was the max we could afford, as that's all he could spare from the budget. I'm so tired that I didn't even know a body could operate like this. My infant has never been a good sleeper and I get 2 to 5 hours a night on average. Yesterday, after he told me, "Your goal today should be to exercise 2 times this week," I snapped and said I'd exercise when I felt up to it, not sleep deprived. He got upset because I then said that I felt I'd been shorted and poorly treated by having to work immediately after birth, that at my stage many postpartum women were still on leave. I've not taken a single nap since I gave birth. I work 45 to 50-hour weeks with my infant on my hip. He pointed out that in America, the women would have to get up and work after 2 weeks because who would watch their children, etc. He also said that because I'm not breastfeeding, I have it extra easy. All I have to do is work a little, watch the baby, and do half the stuff for the older kids. He said I need to be more grateful and I'm an idiot for being so rude to him and hurting his feelings when he's only been nice to me. To clarify, my country offers 12 to 18 months of paid leave. However, since I'm self-employed, I would need to pay premiums through my taxes to qualify for it. He didn't want to do that, just pay tax without the premiums, so therefore I don't qualify for the paid leave. Now that I'm older, I feel more disgusted by our age gap because when I see 19-year-olds, I'm like, children? And one time a few months ago, he was angry at me for not keeping up with some chores, and he asked why I'm not more mature. I said maybe because I was a kid when we met and that did not go well for me. So he says he did me a favour and that I'm old now so I need to grow up finally. It's hard. Maybe I'm overtired, but I'm feeling sort of sorry for myself. Is he really right? Am I the idiot for complaining? He had me crying and I couldn't think of a rebuttal. I have heard American women have to work right after birth, so maybe I'm a terrible idiot. I also don't have friends because he doesn't like me to go out. I need my reality check, I guess. This story is so egregiously shocking in terms of how much you are not the idiot that it calls for it. No, you are not the idiot for, among other things, wanting to properly recover from major surgery, which is what C-sections are. If you came here for support, you're about to get flooded with it. If you came here to be reminded that there's an unorthodox age gap between you and your husband, your wish is our collective command. If you want motivation to reconsider your marriage, it's coming in an absolute hailstorm of not the idiot. Also, OP, I want you to know that we do not go back to work 2 weeks post-birth in America unless we choose to, or it's absolutely necessary. But on another note, you are being abused and I really hope you find the strength to leave. This is your money, but he's in charge of it, and he thinks he's the greatest guy because he watches the older kids half the time, and he expects you to work full-time with an infant on your hip. Your reality check is that you have children with a man who does not care about your health, who does not care about your welfare. This is abuse, and this abuse will likely extend to your children over time. I can only suggest therapy and wish you well. You nearly died, and his reaction is to say you're being rude for trying to take better care of yourself. He's not being nice to you at all. It might seem like not a huge deal, but here's some context. I, female 30, have been with my boyfriend 32 for a few months. Unlike him, I come from a well-off background, and last week I invited him out to an upscale restaurant for dinner together. We got there, sat down at our table and chatted for some time. He ordered some orange juice, then asked the waitress to bring him 2 more straws beside the one he had with his juice. I was puzzled. I asked if he was expecting one of his friends, and he laughed and said, "Oh no, not after what they did to me last night." I was like, but watched to see what he was doing. The waitress came back with the 2 straws, then took our orders. The minute she walked away, my boyfriend put the other 2 straws in his juice and basically started sipping with the 3 straws, making an unbelievably absurd and annoying sound. I was floored. I asked him what he was doing and why. He nonchalantly smiled and said so he could drink faster. I got mad and quite embarrassed because people were side-eyeing me since I'm a regular. I told him to stop, but he didn't. I said that I'd leave if he wouldn't, and he made eye contact and kept sipping. I had it. I said I wasn't going to continue to be humiliated any longer and grabbed my stuff and made my way out. He shouted for me to wait, but I didn't. 30 minutes later, he started rage texting me about how I overreacted and how I keep ruining good times worrying about what those snobs think. Then he talked about how ridiculous I was to walk out like that and repeatedly texted about how I should stop being a pretentious snob because I hang around them, which I found really offensive. He expected me to apologize for making a scene and walking out like that over something so stupid and harmless. Not the idiot. Using 3 straws to slurp loud and make weird noises in an upscale restaurant shows he has no manners and no respect for anyone else. You basically left before you were asked to leave by the maitre d' or the management, depending on how upscale we were talking about. Long story short, a 32-year-old grown man should know how to behave at a fancy restaurant, period. You left because he was embarrassing the heck out of you. Your walking out was not ridiculous, his behaviour was though. Not the idiot, but reconsider dating grown men who prefer enjoying good food in a nice place to acting up like a bored child. What was next on the agenda? A farting exhibition? It's not about how he drinks his juice, it's that he was deliberately winding you up and showing zero respect for you when you asked him to stop. It sounds like he was intentionally embarrassing you to force a reaction. And now he's expecting you to apologise? Orange juice? With straws? At dinner? This guy had a plan. This kind of guy wants to get under your skin and get you all off balance. It's such a weird power play. He will do this again and again. It's like he wanted to test you and will likely continue to do so if you accept his apology. So please stop dating him immediately. I see it more as him being insecure that OP is from a wealthier background, so he makes a ridiculous attempt to make OP's kind seem judgmental, to shift the issue from his insecurities to others. It almost screams, I expect not to fit in and for you to reject me, so I'll just make that happen and blame you for it. I, teen male, had never been into plants before my aunt came to visit us from Wyoming, and she gave me seeds because I told her I was bored from home doing school online. So she brought some for my grandma, but she gave some to me too, so maybe I could try and see if I like it. And I really did. Like, I was even taking the bus to Home Depot, buying pots and good soil for my plants and looking up how to take care of them. The one I loved the most was my peace lily, and it just felt good when I saw them grow because I'm the one taking care of them. My dad always thought he was dumb. He never tells me why, just that he thinks it's stupid to waste time on plants, and that's not a guy thing. My dad always wants me to do other stuff, not look up how to take care of more plants, especially because I was talking to them about making a garden in the back with some other stuff. Last week, after coming home from my cousin's game, all my pots and stuff were gone from my room. It's because he threw them out in the morning because I need to do something else with my free time. And I don't know, it made me want to cry. My mom yelled at him after telling her what he did, but he never told me he was sorry. For me, it sucks because I worked hard to take care of them. To throw it away without telling me? All week, even today for his birthday, I don't talk to him when he tries to. Today, didn't even tell him happy birthday, which got him really mad. Now my mom is definitely thinking I'm going too far. She believes it's already in the past, so it's not fair to hold them against him, and it's even ruder not to tell him happy birthday. But I really don't want to talk to him. He hurt my feelings bad. But is it bad that I'm ignoring him? I'm doing it because right now I'm too mad to want to talk to him about anything. Also because it obviously bothers him a lot, so that's why I keep doing it. Does that make me an idiot since it was his birthday today? Not the idiot, dude. Your dad is a misogynistic bully. You found joy in something and he was wrong to take it from you. My mom destroyed a split-leaf philodendron I grew from a baby years ago. I still harbour anger about it. You have a nurturing nature. Your aunt saw that and your plants came from your grandma. Of course they were special. Your dad was wrong, and your mom is too for dismissing your feelings. Your dad hurt you deeply when he threw them out. He needs to be sorry first before healing can begin. Great big hugs to you, OP. So sorry for your loss. Also, your mom is wrong saying it's in the past. Your dad hasn't repented or apologised. He still thinks he's entitled to dictate and control what you do and destroy your property if you don't obey. That's not in the past, that's who he is, and it is still and will continue to be a problem. This isn't just about the plants, it's about the bigger picture. Your father is controlling and awful. My sister called me in a panic because her husband's father was in the hospital and they needed to make a flight overseas, Utah to Birmingham, and taking their 6-year-old isn't an option. I'm the only family close enough to take him, and they said they would find a sitter or something, but with less than a day's notice, I need to take him for at least 3 days. They live in another city about 3 hours away, so I would have to go over there and stay in her house for a few days. I said I would do it, but the drive is too long to be going back and forth, so she has to be okay with bringing my dogs. She said I could leave them with friends, but I'm new to the city and don't have a lot of friends, and most of my friends I do have there have children and commitments, and with so little notice I don't have anyone to leave them with. One of my dogs is also reactive and doesn't do well in kennels or being left alone for a long time, so I have to leave him with a friend when I travel. She wanted me to leave my dogs outside in her yard. It's 10 to 15 Fahrenheit right now and neither of them are huskies. I said they could go inside in one room, but my sister won't allow it because they might destroy the room or get out and destroy the house. I admitted they might, but told her it's the risk she's going to have if she wants me babysitting. She got angry and said her husband's father was dying, so why can't I have compassion? I told her compassion is not letting my dogs live outside for 3 days when they could stay in her house. In the end, she wasn't willing to let my dogs live in her house for a few days, so her husband went alone. I feel guilty because she didn't go with her husband, but at the same time, I don't understand why she wouldn't let me take my dogs to her place for a few days. Not the idiot. She decided keeping her house dog-free was more important than going and supporting her husband. Her choice, not yours. She decided keeping her house dog-free was more important than going and supporting her husband. Her choice, not yours. If your sister truly wanted your help, then she needed to work with you to some degree. For instance, why couldn't she bring her son to your house? Also, there's absolutely no way that they would be gone only 3 days. It would take a whole day to travel there and a full day to travel back. Your sister definitely would have stayed longer than a day. While I feel sorry for her father-in-law, there's absolutely nothing that needs to be done for just 1 day in person. In all likelihood, they would have stayed for multiple days to find out the outcome of father-in-law's illness. Sister may just be putting on a show to save face, or unconsciously didn't want to go, so made it so difficult that she can say she didn't have any other choice, but now feels guilty over it. An OP is an easy target to take her guilt out on.